Hi guys, Anne's Reaction here, and today we're going to react to a new episode of Young Justice, season 1, episode 8, titled Downtime. So I guess it's gonna be a more relaxed episode. I mean, it's downtime, right? It's when you're not working or anything. Anyway, last episode was fun. We had Dr. Fate, who, I mean, I was gonna say first, then original, whose previous host, Kent, died, which is sad. And he made the sacrifice to spend potentially eternity. Well, not. Then again, until the helmet goes to someone else, except, Wally put it on a shelf, so potentially until eternity. Yeah. Wally became Dr. Fate for a little bit. I hope there's gonna. I mean, I've already said this, but I hope there's gonna be consequences. Not necessarily in this episode or even in the next few episodes, but I hope there's mention of it by the end of the show, by the end of the season. I think comics don't really understand that the initial events that create trauma is important, but if you really want the whole thing to work, you need to stick the landing. You need to have the aftermath of what happened. Dick has been raped in canon 3 times. 2 times pre-crisis, 2 times pre-52, and 1 time in New 52. And none of those times were talked about. There's no aftermath. They don't even acknowledge it as, canon. Every single time it was, he's a slut and he's a cheater and he wanted it. Every time. And his first 2 girlfriends, Corey and Barbara, blamed him for being sexually assaulted. So, yikes. And then there's the whole his entire existence, really. All I'm trying to say is that they never stick the landing. They always, look at Rick and the amnesia storyline. We moved past it as if nothing happened. Excuse me, but he has now 3 sets of memories. His original, the ones from the Court of Owls, and now the one from the Joker. He remembers in the Court of Owls, he remembers killing Bruce. In the Joker's new memories, he remembers his parents being abusive to him and being happy when they died, when Joker killed them. He remembers those things. He was completely abandoned by his family. Bruce supposedly was looking, was checking up on him. If he really did, he would know that for months he had been homeless, breaking into people's home to be able to feed himself and sleep outside of his taxi, which, his cab was the only place where he would sleep because he didn't have a home. His psychiatrist was freaking Scarecrow for a bit. He had a shit ton of villains wandering around, running around, looking for him, trying to attack him. He was completely abandoned by his family. Bruce, who supposedly checked on him, didn't do anything while there was old as shit. And then they showed up, and every time they would show up, every time it would be like what they need. Because what they need was more important than what he needed. Every single time. They never once asked, "Are you okay?" Not once. And when you compare it to a few years before, Bruce losing his memory The contrast is absolutely disgusting because when Bruce lost his memories, everybody and their mothers were bending themselves backwards to make sure that he was good, that he was healthy and happy. The first thing Dick said when he saw his father, the first time he saw him after a year, because he was, he had been beaten into submission, into going to spiral, and then he went to check on his father a year later, the only time he could check up on him. And he asked, "Are you happy? Are you okay?" You know what he did, Bruce, the first time he saw his son after coming home from the hospital? Why don't you want to remember who you are? And then showed him the footage of him being shot in the head and expect him to be okay with it. Anyway, and he was in pain. He was clearly in pain, and he was pissed that Rick wouldn't want to remember his whole life. Like, why would he want that when you behave like an absolute fucking abusive asshole? Anyway, I have thoughts. Anyway, all to say that it would be nice to have some consequences, if not in comics, at least here. I think these videos are gonna be my therapy sessions, because I'm too broke to have a psychiatrist and a therapist. I'm so sorry. I just needed to get that out. I have still a lot of thoughts, but I'm not. It's already 7 minutes in, so. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna watch. Ooh! Yes, I recognized it. I thought there was no metas allowed in Gotham. I don't know about that. I feel like Dick would be able to take down Clayface without too much issues. Oh.
The rest of you.
That is not how I imagined Atlantis to look like.
And Garth intervened, allowing
Garth!
the Aquaman to triumph at their studies.
We're gonna get to see Garth. Is that Garth?
I did not mean to interrupt.
Where's this tattoo, though?
I have another class. Will I see you at dinner?
Yes, Your Majesty.
I'm pretty sure it's this side, right?
You look well.
I never remembered the side.
Surface life. I wish I could invite you as well.
Oh, wait.
We have another
If
class,
if I remember right, isn't Tula Garth's first girlfriend? And then she died and came back as a Black Lantern and killed Garth. Am I still bitter over it after over a decade? Yes, I am. It was at a time where they killed a shit ton of Titans or Titans related characters. Garth and his entire family, his wife and kid, got killed. Lian, and I will never forgive DC for killing her, was killed by Prometheus. And Omen, Lilith, was killed a few years before that with Donna, but Donna came back, so good enough. Yeah. And, of course, Dick was passively suicidal at the time, which makes sense considering he had lost a shit ton of people. Anyway, I mean, it happened within a few years, so it didn't happen all at the same time, but still. And it's weird, this haircut. Like, I'm used to very, very short, almost military haircut, or the floppy hair. So this is a bit weird, this haircut with the ponytail. Also, he's a twink? How do you describe those? He's very thin. He's not bulky. He's very thin, which is not Garth. Garth is very bulky. And he has tattoos. I'm pretty sure it's this side. I'm having flashback to Avatar and Zuko. The scar is not on the wrong side. Wait, I'm actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm just gonna take a second. I'm curious. I'm pretty sure it's this side, right? Yeah, it's this side. Actually, never mind. Even comics don't know which side it is. Then again, this is Rebirth and this is Pre-52, so maybe it changed side. But yeah, he's fairly bulky, so this little twink, I'm gonna go with twink, but isn't twink like thin gay man? He's not gay, but I mean, he's not straight either. Like, anybody who read New Teen Titans will doubt any Titans are straight. Because, yeah, I need explanation. If you think they're straight, I need explanation for, like, Dick meeting Joey for the first time. It was literally love at first sight. Anyway, but, question. They're obviously together, which 2 months later is a little bit fast, but they're not the same character, like, at all. I kind of looked him up just out of curiosity. They are not the same character at all. But isn't he? In the comics, he's Jackson Hyde now, and isn't he gay? Or at the very least, he has mostly male love interest. I'm pretty sure he's gay. Maybe he's bi, but I'm pretty sure he's gay. Could we have that here? I mean, obviously not gay. Then again, he could always, a little bit like Willow from Buffy, he could always realize that he's gay. But could we have bi Calder? Because I wouldn't mind.
We'll see you tonight.
Oh, buddy.
You have to tell him.
Yep. They're together.
It is disturbing.
That's a cliche at this point. The dude leaves and the girl finds someone else. Is that Stero?
The study of this find has become the Science Center's highest
Not
priority.
Jero, right? That's Stero. Jero was created by Bruce in Rebirth, so I'm pretty sure that's not Jero.
Well, would you like to help me make dinner?
No.
Some salt? Cooking
No, but he's still coming to help.
Couple tomatoes? Oops. So sorry, I should have paid more attention. It was...
You're not gonna clean yourself? I love how Red Tornado just kind of nope out of there. It's never good when Black Manta is in a Aquaman comics. Like, he completely destroyed Garth and Arthur's relationship, and he killed Arthur's newborn son, so one of the only villains to do that. Kill a newborn baby. Actually, the only one that comes to mind. Love of my life. I mean, not at this point because he's 13, but oh, he lost his balance. That was... Dude's strong. What the hell?
One-on-one?
If you think you can handle it.
I really love this Bruce. Why can we have this Bruce in comics? Why? Like, he is so abusive in the comics. God, I love him. I love this Bruce. Which gives me hope with, like,
I am considering rejoining
Jason.
the conservatory.
Their relationship, not
realize you left your studies
he's gonna die,
some
because
time
that's
ago. Your
has to
social
happen,
skills
but
have not kept
you need to tell him. Not that... I know I'm pausing a lot, but I just don't want to talk over anything. But not that it changes anything, because, honey, you're gonna break up. Because he's married to Dolphin. Well, not anymore, but he was married before he died with Dolphin, and they had a kid, so...
Here, let me.
clearing the table. Neither is
Isn't
my
he
kid,
abusive,
believe me.
the dad?
I know, you're a retired.
Like, he's abusive in the comics,
Since it's your
so...
birthday, we won't argue.
Happy birthday.
We have an announcement.
She's
I am
pregnant.
with child. Oh, that is wonderful.
Of course!
Congratulations.
Again.
An heir to the throne at last.
It's not a good thing when
Prince will be more thrilled
when
at
Black
this news than
Mask,
I.
Black Mask,
Thank you, brother. Thanks to you
Black
all.
Manta is here. Okay. That's a weird salute. Come on, nobody noticed. You need to...
I must.
I
You first. No!
Tula,
Oh
I have
no.
made a decision
Oh no.
to stay in Atlantis.
Oh no.
You. Because of you.
counter together.
You waited 2 months? But, I mean... Jesus Christ! Can we appreciate the fact that the explosions, there was smoke? There was smoke on the water. Oh, Mara entered the game. You're gonna need more than backup. Nice. I mean, they're doing as much destruction as the bad guys. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's cool. But buddy, she hold back a freaking ocean.
Summon more troops to the palace. The palace was not the
You
only
would
target.
be lucky if you make it out alive. I'm just saying.
Nothing in Sector 4.
It's interesting that she's also from Gotham.
This came in the mail for
I feel like Artemis is a little bit too proud. Or maybe it's just a vibe. I don't know. Is that Volko? I mean, that was Volko.
The Queen watches over Tula.
Besides, it's Garth. If you think you're gonna stop him. The only way for him to be stopped would be if you were Dick. And you had that relationship with him. But like in the comics, he would have listened to Dick. He wouldn't have been happy about it, but he would have listened. Here,
We take our prize and go.
not so much. Apparently.
Aqualad.
Smart. The power of the Tempest. Sweet. It's interesting to see a more inexperienced Garth. Because obviously he's only been studying at the academy, so it's different,
Our
but
city was heavily
just strange.
And contains all that survived.
Oh my god, it's so weird. He's so thin
The creature
compared
requires
to
further
all the others.
research.
They're all
With the dome
bulky.
compromised and the science center in ruins,
Like, he should have
cannot safely secure or
Orm's
study it here in Atlantis.
body type.
Perhaps this
Call me Aqualad.
Again, that salute is weird.
Wish you both nothing but the best.
I mean, that best is not gonna last, so...
If I had stayed behind, and you had become Aqualad.
I do.
never.
No.
I mean, I'm loving. I'm honestly loving Calder. But I can't help but think wonder. I can't help but wonder what if they had done a Titans show instead of a Young Justice show. But it's interesting anyway. It does give them. I'm sorry. It does give them more liberties, more freedom to do whatever they want with the characters. So, like, it's their own universe. It's Earth 16. So, that was a nice episode and a nice little dive into Calder's character. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, not much to say, to be honest. It was just really good. So they still have a piece of Stero, so I'm expecting, or maybe it was just a reference and that was it, but I'm kind of expecting a reference to Jero at one point. And as much as I love Dick, Jero is the best Robins. The best of the Robins. Or at the very least, that's what he wants to be, but he's more of a lab rat, which I don't like it. Like, he breaks my heart, Jero. Anyway, Mara's a badass, no surprise there. A more sympathetic Orm is a bit weird. Wasn't that actually? No, that was Black Manta, right? No, it was Orm. See? Like, it's weird that now they're all friendly. They're friendly towards each other, whereas this happened before. Anyway, yeah, not much else to say, so I'll see you guys in the next reaction. And I hope you have a good week.